We gave you an earlier update yesterday, sir. US President Donald Trump and the administration, they've actually reversed the visa ban and the multiple entry visa. It's also US and Trump ban on nation the buy. So US yeah, now 5-year multiple entry. They be 3 months or also back can be renewed every time. Now, recently during the UN conference, Samuel Okudjo-Blackwa met the Secretary of State, Alison Hooker. And omotana sekasa at the end of the day, Ghana was able to make the case. Say, okay, please, yes, someone munyi a visa sanction in few. And finally, no is a visa sanction in few. But for this is the scary part. America I started complaining, say, you see, Trump is like say you the devil. If you play with Trump, he will always be used. Now, I like what Martin very soon be discussing about this. Or Pacha said, so all these things see, jinko for migrants near the day. You be so good to Black say, Sika he, any other mamo, so we are not taking any money. Definitely, there was a transaction in terms of maybe not in terms of money. But then, Ekamia say, based on Insama Nano, Alison Hooker ebe kanye. Alison Hooker say they are lifting the US visa restrictions on Ghana because Ghana has agreed to be taking migrants. So our visa restriction reversal ban it is tied to US if anything immigration and US people pouring into this particular country. Now, Brony on our Black American be Ababekasa Patch say this was a dangerous move by the Mahama administration. Why is he saying that? This particular video, Babaka, what I will be looking at is in Sama Martin Pebuso Ababeka. And I don't know, but this lady could really be making some serious sense here. And people are saying it's high time we look at this whole thing because Ekamia question we are jubilating, but then we don't know the real details of this whole deal between Mahama and Trump.
Everybody wants to kiss the USA ass, and I get it. But to allow your country that you swear is safe, to allow your country to become a dumping ground for immigrants from the United States, all you are able to bargain is 5-year visa plans for Ghanaians. Mind you, these visas, they're not even guaranteed. U.S. Embassy still has the last say-so. So you negotiated these terms. You claim that you want a stronger USA-Ghanaian relationship, and you just signed your country up to be a dumping ground for immigrants. But they don't want Nigerians in their country. Ghanaians swear that they don't want other Africans in their country because the insecurity is becoming too much to handle. But you guys allowing your country to be a dumping ground, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think that they're going to be deported to Ghana? And then from Ghana, they're going to peacefully go back to their home countries? You're joking. You're literally delusional if you think that's what's going to happen. Like, you guys, African leaders, I don't know what they used to swear for you guys. You guys have to be smarter. You could have bargained much more for you to allow your country to be a dumping ground for immigrants. And you're calling this a big win? A big win? All right.
So yes, uti nsema lady ne ekan ya or patche say sisia no ye patche say big win. How is this a big win? How is this a big win? She's asking. Yeti krom ha say na Trump edin krofo ba ene ye hwe nkrata so ani ahwe wa wonye den wo krom ha say ya ye friend say krom ha na wo na America na wo no udi bone wa overstay ni akase okesi e deporto. Oh, ye deported the any krobi or a friend in Ghana. Omuni bibi papa biaye yenje. The lady is saying, says, Sana Ghana for especially myself. Ye niaje so Mahama ni okujo tayi ayade they are smart. So no. We've rather been duped. We've been played by the devil. I didn't hear because why would we accept immigrants? Now I was telling you, say, Martin people were reacting, but sorry, nye Martin people. Nipo be reacting, you know. Your friend is saying Franklin Kujo Sheha or say, is that all we got from taking in deportee West African neighbors? Franklin Kujo asked a black one on US reversal of reversal of US visa restrictions. So now people are the curtains is getting widely open. And people are asking, say, the nye ye beji migrant, ye beji migrant to, ye beji ni nyina no. Neche say, kwansen krona. Ni nyina ne say at the end of the day no, eche say migrants ni ye ji se ne be ya ye be visa restrictions no. If that is the case, according to him, we've been played by Trump. We have been played by Trump. So that is exactly what is really going on. Now, based on this, no, the deal, no, we are now learning, say, deal la Okujuta Black and Trump, and Mahama Okujuta Black and Trump, MBK, and any listen who can MBK, it doesn't just border down on deport, receive immigrants, will lift the visa restrictions, they be. It also boils down on Ghana tightening its visa for foreign nationals. I'll explain. Now, Okujuta Black aba catches sisi no Ghana ope passporta ebeye din adentia opa say some African countries come to Ghana. When they come to Ghana, so Ghana there ufia say now per US visa easy. Into omo be ware yen ba no mo ni ade ade. Inti sisi ane there omehu sa strategy na omo pese sisi ano obi ebeba na at the end of the day wakwe bibia Trump the bubefu a Trump because we lifted your visa and you guys have started doing this again. And you know, he is going to take action. In the action is that he is going to tight the visa space. Let's put this again on the screens for you to understand exactly what he said. Because personally, I'm confused. Oh yeah, I'm confused about this whole visa issue, no. And no could say one thing, Trump say one thing. Regardless, no, we no could to black or Troy, a US embassy, ever confirm me say yes. In some see your friend say ya lifted visa restrictions na yampa. She has say also the US embassy is pleased to announce that the maximum validity periods for all categories of non-immigrant visas for Ghanaians have been restored to their previous length. The maximum validity allowed for the B1 B2 visitor visa also the maximum validity allowed for B1 B2 visa is again 5 years, multiple entry. The maximum validity for F1 student visa again is 4 years, multiple entry. It's sansema we ebe confirm ye no. Oh, so yampa Okujuta Black and Alison Hooker say ya reverse ban yampa. And chebia na Almighty Okujuta Betro say I'm delighted to acknowledge the US government's response confirmation on the bilateral discussions. We shall continue the ongoing, negotiations in new tariffs to bespoke Ghana-US trade deal, AGUA, and strategic secretary cooperation. Ghana is also set to tighten our visa acquisition controls to prevent unscrupulous elements from undermining the recent diplomatic gains in new visa regimes and US visa waiver agreements with multiple countries for God and country. So now, Okujuta Black, I don't know if that was part of the deal. Say, tighten your visa because Trump is preaching. Say, it's not only the US who needs to deport people. Other countries, which Trump said it, UN said deport people who come into your country illegally. Tighten your passport and your visa. And Okujuta Black it's not saying, oh, US now my no, or person will be babe no, and no. At the end of the day, no, they are going to tighten Ghana visa and now say Ghana passport. I don't know how that is going to affect those affairs. At the end of the day, no, you PC renew. And also, he touched on AGUA. AGUA no acronym standing for African Growth and Opportunity Act, which is a trade law. Countries and more sub-Saharan countries and sub-Saharan has say like Ghana, Nigeria, Benin, and so duty-free access to the US market for thousands of products. So AGUA usually, it has to do with several produce like in Nyama, US for more fact taxes and so duty-free. But Trump Trump cancel AGUA. And Trump is basically a transactional president. That is it. So Sisiana Ghana for Akasisiano omu receive migrants no. Asisiano omu sisiano mba be tight omu visa rules no. Agwa na ya cancel isia odi ukotoni bi US the taxes beto so no. Trump party say uye we ya me agwa ban na ma ban and I'll restore it. So I don't know how all of this thing is going to play, but perhaps no nyina ye hwe. Because everyone is actually looking at it in a different way. From a policy standpoint in the amount for so Mahama ayade pa, Mahama ayade, Okujuta Blakwa ayade. But to some people too, Okujuta Blakwa enyade because he's been played. Okay? Because Trump, a businessman. Whatever he's doing it to get something in return. That is how business people think. Everything is transactional. Regardless, no, you need indemnity. Yeah. You need indemnity, and then we are looking at whatever is going on in terms of Okujuta Blakwa and in Sema Echo. So for our comments, for us, no. At the point in time, I'll be reading comments, maybe reading more comments. Now, yeah, share exactly what is really going on. Yes, Sema, ubitimi the friends comments, then Abba.